What would Spider-Man do if Mary Jane were to meet her demise? This question was thoroughly examined within the pages of a What If Spider-Man Back in Black comic. The tale unfolds in the aftermath of the Civil War, with Peter Parker living as a fugitive, striving to safeguard his family. Peter's world takes a dark turn when tragedy strikes unexpectedly. A malevolent gunman takes aim at Peter, leading to a frantic attempt to evade the bullet that ultimately finds its mark in Mary Jane. With anguish coursing through him, Peter rushes to MJ's lifeless form, only to find himself in the crosshairs once more. Perched atop a building, the assailant makes a chilling phone call. Yeah, just got his little wife first. The perfect bait. He walked right into it, so the remainder is wired into my account. Right. Too bad I can't put this on my resume. It'd sure bring in business. This cold-blooded mastermind remains concealed, making his sinister intentions clear. Yet, a sudden movement behind him catches the gunman's attention. He turns to confront Peter Parker, who promptly exposes the assailant's negligence regarding his research. You're not big on doing your homework, are you? Before the gunman can react, Peter seizes him by the neck, demanding the identity of the puppeteer orchestrating this grim spectacle, revealing it to be none other than Kingpin. In the midst of this revelation, gunman's phone rings. Seizing the opportunity, the gunman tries to reach for a concealed weapon. However, Peter acts swiftly, delivering a powerful blow to the assailant's chest, subduing him. Meanwhile, Wilson Fisk, known as Kingpin, senses that something has gone awry during their phone call. He readies himself for an impending showdown with Spider-Man. Back on the rooftop, Spider-Man is overwhelmed by grief, attributing the entire tragedy to Kingpin's malevolence. Ignoring Aunt May's attempts to console him, he dons his iconic black costume, determined to exact vengeance. In another corner of the city, Iron Man receives intel about the Wilson Fisk situation and realizes that an unregistered superhero is planning an attack. He gears up to intervene and control the situation. Spider-Man arrives at Rikers Island prison to confront Kingpin, only to find that S.H.I.E.L.D. agents have started transporting him elsewhere. Seizing an opportunity, Spider-Man latches onto a flying aircraft with his web, causing it to falter, but Iron Man swoops in to save the day, infuriated by Spider-Man's reckless actions. Iron Man chastises Peter. Peter, are you out of your mind? Who responds with defiance. You don't have the right to lecture me, Stark, not while you're protecting him. But Iron Man flips Spider-Man around and smashes an energy blast at him. Iron Man insists that Fisk is now his responsibility, but Peter's anger and grief are unrelenting. Your butler didn't tell you. He murdered Mary Jane. Peter launches a surprise attack, throwing Iron Man off balance and into a confrontation with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Swiftly evading their attacks, Spider-Man sets his sights on Kingpin, webbing him and incapacitating his bodyguard. Whisk cunningly quips, "How hard did your wife die?" But suddenly Iron Man intervenes, blasting Spider-Man into a building and buys himself some time. After defeating Spider-Man, Iron Man comes down to Fisk. Is it true? Fisk responds by saying, she aided and abetted a known menace to the society. Iron Man grabs Fisk with his collar. She was my friend, Fisk cheekily replies. A man with your money can always find friends. Iron Man, outraged, grabs Kingpin by the collar and orders the police to secure his transportation. Everything seems under control until Spider-Man re-emerges from the rubble.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Iron Man tries to escort Kingpin away. Spider-Man, however, disrupts their exit by deploying web fluid on Iron Man's visor and catching a transport vehicle with his web. As Iron Man rips through the webbing, the two heroes stand face to face once more. Peter yelled, "She was my wife." "I know," Peter snarls. "What do you know, Mr. Playboy? Who have you ever really cared about?" Iron Man has had enough and charges towards Peter. The both fight each other and are in armed confrontation. Iron Man retaliates with a barrage of energy blasts. Spider-Man's agility astonishes Iron Man, who tries to overpower him. In a bid to disrupt Iron Man's suit, Peter engages in close combat. Iron Man, though momentarily overwhelmed, throws Spider-Man aside. Iron Man barks, "Do you really think a couple of punches can stop me?" But something seemed amiss, as Iron Man's suit begins to malfunction unexpectedly, falling apart. Iron Man is confused. "How? How did you?" Spider-Man responds slyly, "You made a suit for me, remember? I found a design flaw and exploited it." With Iron Man incapacitated, Spider-Man refocuses on Kingpin. As he closes in on Fisk, he discovers that all the policemen are under Kingpin's control. Spider-Man doesn't have time for negotiations and takes a direct approach. "Shut up!" he yells as he smashes Kingpin. Fisk snarls, "You can hit me harder than that." Fisk cunningly laughs and remarks, "You always lose because you don't take cold, calculating decisions." With a snap of his fingers, 2 policemen bring Aunt May at gunpoint. Kingpin barks, "I am going to beat you to death. Any resistance and they'll kill her." "Let her go," Peter demands sternly. "After killing you, this is natural law. I win. And your plot is empty. Death is your only option." But Spidey was having none of it. Spiderman smashed a punch right through Kingpin's heart. "I know you, Fisk. She is a witness and you'd kill her anyway. If you missed tonight any one of us, you'd keep coming and keep on coming." With a quick web shoot, Peter pins a policeman against the wall with his web. The other policeman warns him, but Peter warns him back that Kingpin is dead. Fisk cannot pay anymore. And if policeman pulls the trigger, he's joined Fisk in hell. With that stern warning, policeman gives up. Spider-Man quickly webs him against the wall. Aunt May is shocked at Peter's action. She lashes Peter and says him to stay away from her. But it is all over as Iron Man comes from behind. "Cold-blooded murder! You're done, Peter!" Peter surrenders and says, "It was anything but cold blood. You should know better than that." With this, the police carries Peter away. Peter laments as he walks off, saying, "The worst choice I ever made was listening to Iron Man, and if I knew what I was doing, I would never marry MJ." With this what-if story ends. For more comic book stories, please be sure to subscribe.